Alfaro steps to the plate, representing the potential winning run. High drive, deep left center field. How far will Alfaro send this one? Gone! 3-run home run, walk-off home run for Jorge Alfaro.
Jorge Alfaro's 3-run walk-off home run has been the most exciting moment of the Padres season so far. A memory that will live on not just through video, but photos too. The biggest moments of the Padres 2022 season will be documented through Polaroid pictures taken by Joe Musgrove. Musgrove got the idea after watching Marcell Ozuna's home run celebration, in which he mimics taking a selfie. After seeing that, Musgrove bought the camera, some film, and is now the team photographer. Here he is holding his yellow camera, but you may be wondering, why is he not wearing his uniform? Well, before Alfaro won the game for the Padres, Musgrove actually pitched in this game. A 7-inning, 8-strikeout performance where he allowed only 2 earned runs, a total he has not surpassed all season. In these games, Musgrove pitched at least 6 innings in all of them. As of May 29th, Musgrove is the only pitcher to pitch at least 9 6-inning starts this season. It may be a bit early, but Musgrove is on his way towards a Cy Young caliber season if everything falls into place. As a free agent after the season, Musgrove is competing for that giant contract, whether it be with the Padres or somewhere else. However, after Musgrove's 7-inning, 0 earned run performance against the Giants, Manny Machado and Eric Hosmer gave a pretty clear stance on Musgrove's contract status. 3 words: pay the man. Musgrove was traded to the Padres ahead of the 2021 season during one of AJ Preller's multi-trade specials. In less than a month, the Padres traded for Yu Darvish, Blake Snell, and Joe Musgrove. Musgrove was the least established of the 3 starters, with his 5-season track record being spotty at best. However, Musgrove's FIPS in his first 2 years in Pittsburgh show that he was performing better than meets the eye thanks to his above-average walk and home run rates. In the shortened 2020 season, Musgrove put together his best season yet. Sure, it was only 8 starts, but it was enough for AJ Preller to trade for him. Maybe he saw Musgrove's StatCast percentile rankings. That's a pretty drastic change between Musgrove's 2020 season and the rest of his Pirates tenure. What changed? Well, he notably traded his above-average walk rate for an above-average strikeout rate. He did this by changing his pitch usage, notably by decreasing the usage of his 4-seam fastball and increasing his curveball and slider usage. Musgrove foreshadowed the increase in curveball usage in September 2019, where the usage rate of the pitch reached a career high and the whiff rate reached a season high. In 2020, the whiff rate on Musgrove's curveball was the 3rd best in baseball. Even though it was likely due to the small sample size, the whiff rates of Musgrove's curveball and slider both surpassed 50%. While his walk rate nearly doubled, more of his at-bats ended like this one against Tyler O'Neill, where after a first-pitch fastball, Musgrove threw 2 sliders that resulted in swings and misses. Here's another at-bat, this time featuring Yasmani Grandal. After another first-pitch fastball and a poorly placed changeup, Musgrove came back with 2 straight curveballs, resulting in a swinging strikeout. The combination of changes in swing percentage, whiff percentage, and zone contact percentage, along with the lack of change in chase percentage, leads to one conclusion. Because Musgrove was throwing more breaking balls, there were more instances where a batter can lay off the pitch. However, when they didn't lay off, they were swinging and missing more than ever. Both of these factors are why Musgrove was striking out and walking batters at a career high rate. Now, the 2020 season as a whole was a small sample size, but Musgrove's 2020 sample size was even smaller as he missed a few starts due to injury. Still, if he threw a qualified amount of innings, he would have had the 6th highest whiff rate in baseball, sitting just behind Garrett Cole and ahead of Max Scherzer. Small sample size or not, Musgrove was causing batters to swing and miss at an elite level. So when Musgrove joined the Padres, it made sense why the usage rate of his slider and curveball surpassed his 4-seam fastball usage. Across the league in 2021, Musgrove had the 2nd lowest total fastball percentage, which includes his 4-seamer, cutter, and sinker. The only other starter who threw less fastballs was Lance McCullers Jr. Yeah, literally no other starter did this. It may seem weird, but given Musgrove's 2021 stats, you can't really question his methods, especially when he accomplished something no Padres pitcher has ever done before.
Here we go. On to the bottom of the ninth inning back at Globe Life Field in Texas.
This is one heck of a script right here going on before our very eyes. Hometown kid, he's got San Diego on his chest. Looking for a little bit of history here tonight.
Ground ball to shortstop. Kim will go to first. The San Diego Padres get their first no-hitter in the history of the franchise. It belongs to San Diego's own Joe Musgrove.
Curveball's been the pitch of the night. Why not finish it off with a nice yacker right here?
Swing and a miss, and Upton strikes out. That's the ball game. 9 strikeouts for Joe Musgrove, who goes the distance on 111 pitches.
Musgrove's 2021 season was his best season to date, as he found a happy medium that allowed him to average over 10 strikeouts and less than 3 walks per game. Compared to the rest of the league, it's safe to say Musgrove was at least a top 25 starter in MLB. He was also the most productive starter on the Padres roster, and with the start he's having to the 2022 season, he still is. Just to get a sense on how well Musgrove has started this season, compare his percentile rankings from 2021 to 2022. While it's important to note that league-wide offense has been down all season, it shouldn't take away from the fact that Musgrove is thriving more than ever. Despite less strikeouts, Musgrove's ERA, walk rate, and home run rate are all down. Coupled with a top 10 WAR among starting pitchers, Musgrove's league-wide rankings show that he's on a mission to prove he can be a frontline starter for a potential playoff team. Interestingly, Musgrove's best pitch hasn't been the curveball, it's been the slider. His slider usage rate has risen to become one of the most frequently thrown sliders in the league, while his curveball rate has dropped significantly. But given how well he's performing, you can't really argue what he's doing. Just look at all of these strikeouts from sliders. Hitters just look foolish trying to hit this pitch, and this is a pitch that works against hitters on both sides of the plate, despite the fact that many of these pitches end up in the same part of the zone. How is this possible? As Musgrove's velocity hovers around league average, it's the trajectory-altering spin rate of his pitches that keep hitters on their toes. In 2022, the spin rate of Musgrove's four-seam fastball, slider, and curveball are among the league's elite. While these have been his most reliable pitches, most of Musgrove's pitches have seen some sort of improvement since 2020. It's important to keep in mind the potential effects of the current dead ball and the improvement of the Padres team defense. But at the same time, hitters just can't seem to figure out Musgrove. Hitters are making more contact and whiffing at less pitches than last season, but Musgrove is coming out as the winner more often than not. And with the way he's pitching, Musgrove is going to be a winner of the offseason if the Padres let him reach free agency unsigned. The two sides couldn't reach an agreement ahead of the 2022 season, and while there have been ongoing talks, including an 8-year offer worth around $11 million annually, the talks have stopped for the time being.
Yeah, I thought it would be a little more troublesome or distracting in season to deal with it, which is why at the start of spring we kind of told them that we wanted to try to get this thing wrapped up as close to opening day, if not a few days after at the latest. But obviously I want to be here. I feel like they want me to be here, so I don't want to slam that door in their face and shut down the chances of getting to an agreement. So we went back and forth a little bit and exchanged some numbers, and I think, at the point we were at when we shut down the talks a few weeks ago, it was, just a little bit off on each side. But I understand that, it is a business, and as much as I'm looking out for myself, I know they're looking out for what's best for the team and for, being able to build a winning team for years to come. So, there was no, bad feelings when we stopped talking a few weeks ago. And I know that at some point this season we'll pick it back up, but right now we're kind of just trying to focus on start to start for me. And I think the biggest part was, coming to truce with the fact that I might not be here next year, and just having that in the back of my mind that I would be okay if I don't come back here. And that's kind of hard to swallow, but like we said, this is our one shot to make some money, and kind of get our deal that we've been waiting for, since we got drafted to minor leagues, really. So, there'll be some thought coming into it, as we get closer and we start talking a little more. But I think we're in a good spot right now. We're just both trying to find a side that seems fair to both parties.
I don't blame Musgrove for not taking that offer. Look at someone like Jose Barrios, who the Blue Jays signed to a 7-year, $131 million contract. Since 2020, Musgrove has clearly been the better pitcher of the two. Looking at the upcoming free agency class and noting Jacob deGrom's injury concerns, MLB Trade Rumors ranks Musgrove as the #1 pitcher of this upcoming class, and they predict him receiving at least a 5-year deal. Last offseason, Robbie Ray and Kevin Gausman both signed similar 5-year contracts. Since 2020, Gausman has clearly been better than Musgrove, and while Ray doesn't have the same track record, a Cy Young award in your free agent year is going to earn you a big contract regardless. So between Barrios, Gausman, and Ray, Musgrove's salary will likely be somewhere between $18.7 million and $23 million annually. I think if the Padres offered a 5-year, $100 million contract right now, Musgrove would take it. Maybe you'd have to add a 6th year option, but I think $20 million is enough to get it done. Will this happen anytime soon? Who knows? What I do know is that Musgrove has quickly become a fan favorite, and he's currently focused on helping his team win a World Series. If Musgrove does leave, he wouldn't be the first hometown Padre to not receive a contract that keeps him in town, even though they've earned it. Like Musgrove said, baseball is a business, and unlike the Adrian Gonzalez era, the Padres are spending lots of money on payroll. It may take a couple trades for the Padres to feel comfortable offering Musgrove a large extension, but as a Padres fan, I'll leave you with the words of Manny Machado: pay that man. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe for more content just like this. Thanks for watching.